An average man lives for 79 years, but a split of a second can make your man grieve, shedding tears, walking in fear, having thoughts that are unclear. Unfortunately enough, I was about to live in that man's shadow. Life has forced me to make a decision which could have possibly altered my future forever. However, let's rewind a little bit and see how and why it all started. Last summer, my family and I decided to visit a small town in France called Chamonix. It was one of the most beautiful places I have ever visited, and it was also covered with mountains. And a lot of these visit-worthy places were at the very top of these mountains. And so the only way to get to the top was to use the telepheric, or in English, the ski lift. A few days went by, and luckily, we didn't need to use it. However, as soon as we ran out of restaurants to visit, we decided to go and ask the concierge for her help. And she started talking about this amazing restaurant that got us super excited until she said that it was at the very top of the mountain. Not only did we need to use one ski lift, but two for a ride that was approximately 25 minutes up the mountains. Growing up as a kid, that was fearless. However, somewhere along these years, I lost that youthful confidence. I was honestly scared. But more importantly, I was scared for my favorite person in this entire planet, my little baby sister, who was barely 2 years old. So I felt like I needed to do the right thing, so I opposed the idea. Yet again, my voice was lost in a corrupted system, in which my parents said no. And so we headed there, and the ski lift cannot accommodate more than 2 people at once. So my family of 6 split up into 3 teams. The leaders consisted of obviously my father and unfortunately my baby sister. The next team, what I like to call the emotional wreck team, they consisted of my mother and my 15-year-old sister, who were happy, excited, terrified, and amazed by the views all at once. And last but not least, I joined my brother on the last team, and we were to pretend to be cool, but deep inside the most scared team. 2 minutes in, everything was good. Actually, everything was great. My brother and I started to open up to each other, and we started to have this cool big brother, small brother moment. And then out of the blue, a shiny silver sandal just flew beside us. Yes, my baby sister dropped her sandal. However, we figured that it was all cool. It was just the beginning of the ride, and we'll just figure it out when we head back. So we reached the top of the mountain and finally got into the restaurant. However, we couldn't eat there because the menu was apparently not family friendly. Or in other words, they didn't serve chicken fingers. So we headed back, and we finally made touchdown. And before I could even have a sigh of relief, my father assigned me, along with my 15-year-old sister and my 10-year-old brother, to go and find that sandal. However, I decided not to stress about it, because I could always use my God-given right as the oldest sibling and not do any of the hard work.
Oh boy.
So we walked up the hill for about 5 minutes until we find this circular area that was covered with grass, in which we felt that the sandal dropped in there. But something felt off. The area was surrounded by an electrical wire. Nonetheless, my sister stepped in with courage and started searching for about 10 minutes. Just searching everywhere around, and still there was not a single sign of that sandal. And then this weird noise, it was as there were bells jingling, and that sound kept getting louder and louder and louder. And before we all knew it, 3 gigantic bulls started rushing towards my sister at full speed. And there I stood, frozen, watching my sister, who was also standing still, being attacked the same way Mufasa was attacked, the lion. It was a moment where fiction met reality, and I was scared. Luckily, I snapped out of it as I heard my sister screaming for my name. And for some reason, I just pushed my little brother away, started running towards the wire, and told my sister to run towards me. And as soon as she did, I picked her up, and we were all safe. It was truly an incredible and unforgettable story. And what made it even more unforgettable is that the very next day, my parents decided to buy an ironic gift for my sister from the gift shop. It was those same bells that these bulls wore. If I could retell this unforgettable story in much simpler words, I would say that life basically picked me up by the head, threw me in the middle of nowhere, and then picked up my sister and threw her in the middle of a bullpen, and then ordered 3 bulls to attack her, and simply said to me, Abdullah, you got 10 seconds, do something, go. I know it sounds scary, but life sometimes can be scary. Sometimes we are forced to make decisions with barely enough time to react. That's why it's very important and crucial to expect everything and anything that could ever be thrown out on us. And as my friend who heard my story told me, stay cool and expect the unexpected.